Welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, I want to thank Chris and everyone here at TV47 for all their help in putting on this program. I'm excited today. Marie Pipkin is joining me. She is a friend of ours. I've known Marie for a few years, coming to the library, and you're always in and out, involved in different things, and you are just a good friend of ours at the library. And I wanted to talk some more with you just to find out more about your life.
Okay.
All right,
That
great.
sounds good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here. It's early. It's a cool morning this morning.
Thank you. It's very nice to get out, and I've always known that you've done this, and I think it's a wonderful thing that you do for the library and the community.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I enjoy it. I've met a lot of people doing this, so it's been a lot of fun. Tell about yourself. You're not originally from Sylacauga.
I'm not. My husband and I decided to move here after we retired. And we moved to the lake. We've been here 12 years. We moved from Birmingham. We were there about 27 years.
Okay.
And it was very nice to relax at the lake.
Oh, I'm sure. That's wonderful. Now, you taught school, is that correct?
Did.
For several years.
Yes. I retired after 32 years. Half of that time was spent being a librarian. I was the first librarian at Hoover High School.
Oh, goodness.
And
the first one.
I loved it. I loved doing that. And you know how much work you do getting books on the shelf, just getting them on the shelf and maintaining the library. Since I retired, and I guess before I retired, I was interested in getting people to read.
Oh.
And whether it was a student, whether it was a custodian at my school, whether it was a parent, my door was always open. And if they wanted to come in and check out a book and they were members of the community, all they had to do is show their driver's license and they could take one out of the high school library.
Oh, that is wonderful. So it wasn't just for students, it was anybody at the school.
That was my philosophy.
That's a great philosophy, because if they know you, that makes it easier to go.
And you can have a whole library full of inanimate books. And like I said, you know how much work there is to get a book on the shelf. Not only buying it, but you look at a lot of reviews before you put a book on the shelf. But if that book remains on the shelf, it's not coming alive. It's inanimate. And one of the reasons I like to talk with my students is so that I can get their ideas.
Okay.
And also, I've started several book clubs.
Oh, wow. When you were in school, when you taught school, or mostly now?
I
retired?
have done it in everything, but I can really focus on it in retirement and read some books that I've never read before, and that's the joy of a book club.
Oh, I bet it is. We're going to talk about how to start a book club, but first, what clubs are you involved with? What book clubs?
Well, we have one at the lake, and I'll tell you, Mandy, that was the hardest and the easiest thing for me to do.
Oh, okay.
After living in the city for 27 years, to move out in the country,
a
really.
small town, yes.
And my grandchildren joke that it's the middle of nowhere.
Well,
I always joke it's the beginning, but it's very peaceful out there.
Yes.
But I didn't want to run into town every time
Right.
that I wanted to do something. So because it takes almost 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes.
Oh, it's a good drive.
It is, and it focuses me a lot. But I started the Ladies of the Lake Book Club, and we have about 25 members.
Oh, good.
And love that. In school, I kind of listened to the students, and I bought books that they would like, and we talked books all the time. I had a back room set up so that they could go in there for lunch and talk about books.
Oh, you made the library a wonderful place to be. Right.
I really did love that. And lately, with COVID, had to go to Zoom.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did several teaching of books on Zoom, but I'm a member of the American Library Association, and I am in the retired members round circle. So we decided that we wanted to have a book club. And another member and I started it on Zoom. We meet the 5th Sunday of every month. And with retired librarians, we all read a lot of books.
I'm sure you do. A little more time.
So where in my book club here, the Ladies of the Lake, we pick a book, and we pick our books for a whole year.
Oh, okay.
We have a yearly
Yes, good
schedule,
planning.
and I drop that list off at the library to make sure that we can get books out of the library.
Oh, okay.
That
Thank you.
make sure that they're there.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
they're very different, very contemporary, and so I always drop my list off there. But I'm the logistics person.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I like maintain the calendar. Everybody gets to lead. I'm real big on that because I want it to be very democratic.
Yes.
And even choosing the books. But we really, in reality, if we only read the books in the Ladies of the Lake book club, it would be 7 books a year, which is not enough for me.
No.
So in the Zoom one that
Yes.
I help lead, we have a prompt, and we've had some different ones. The easiest one and the most fun was when we talked about a book that we had read when we graduated from high school. That was like a popular book at that time.
Okay.
And it was real interesting to look back. Well, what books were popular during that time? Did
Right.
I read any of those books? And so with retired librarians, you get a whole bunch of books. Everybody talks about
Are
their
they from
books.
all around the
They're from
state?
all around the United States.
Oh, all around. Oh, you do get a wide range.
Yes,
of
we have a wide range, and we keep a list. So after everybody talks about their list, I send out a list to the Retired Members Roundtable because not everybody's on the book club.
Sure.
So the Retired Members Roundtable, we put out a book list. And it's not annotated or anything. It's there. These are
Here
the
it is.
books.
Okay,
These
yeah.
are the books. And I have looked at another book club, but it's not one that I started. I'm going to look at my notes here,
Sure.
if you don't mind for a minute,
Sure,
because
go
I did
right
bring it
ahead.
up.
Yes.
It's called the Page Turner,
Right.
and they were established in 2018, and they give a reading challenge.
Okay.
And I think that's very interesting, the reading challenge.
Yes.
Their challenge for 2022, they have things like the official Page Turner Book of the Year. So if you wanted to do just a book, you can read Violetta by Isabel Allende. And I'm an author person, so I love Isabel Allende.
All right.
They also, one of the books is called A Doorstopper book that you have to read, and it's named that because it has to be 500 pages or more.
Oh, yes. Lots of different ways to choose books.
Yeah,
Maybe one, like you
yeah.
said, when you graduated, a large book. Oh, that's an interesting
So
way to
they also work on prompts, and they have over 300 members.
Oh, goodness.
Ours is an open group on Zoom, but mainly librarians, retired librarians.
Okay. So you don't read just, I mean, all 300 of you, you don't read the same book.
No, not on either one. We have
Okay.
we have prompts, what we call prompts, in both our book club, the Retired Members Roundtable book club, and this Page Turner. Page Turner is on Facebook,
Okay.
and it's also a closed group. And you asked me earlier, could anyone join it? And I don't remember. I think they ask you a question. It might be as simple as, do you love to read books?
Right.
That's it. So it's, they have, oh golly, I think they have 12 prompts. So you don't have to read them all, but once you read the book, then you can go online on Facebook and talk about it.
Oh, wow.
Talk about the books that you read. So you can get a lot of different books and know what people like that way.
All right.
So I think the most exciting aspect of the book club is that I get to read books that I probably wouldn't pick up on my own.
That's great, yes, because we tend to read what we like, don't we? Yeah, well, I'll tell you, we're going to pause right quick for a commercial, and we're going to come right back and talk some more about book clubs with Marie Pipkin.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Sylacauga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Sylacauga.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into original condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision,
where quality is no accident.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Marie Pipkin, who is a retired librarian from the Birmingham area, but has moved into our area now and lives here and is involved with book clubs. You were talking about book clubs on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Are they hard to find, or can you just Google how to find a book club? I mean, we all Google anyway. Yeah.
I think you even hate to say the word Google because that's what I did before I came here. I said, how do you start a book club?
Right.
On Google.
Okay.
And the resources are plentiful. Okay. You can look at all different ways to start a book club. Mm-hmm. What we did is just word of mouth for our book club out at the lake. And one of the things I really wanted to encourage were people that were out at the lake that couldn't come in. But, you know, we come in for your programs on Wednesday, and we also meet on the first Wednesday. We didn't start out meeting on the first Wednesday. We started meeting on a Tuesday or a Monday. I can't remember now. It's been so long.
Things change as everybody's lives change.
Exactly. But if you want to start a book club, just Google it. I want to start a book club. And the American Library Association does have a website. Right. And I like to go to that because it's a professional organization. Yes. But I also look at Facebook. Yeah. And our organization is on Facebook. ALA is on Facebook. The Retired Members Roundtable's on Facebook. But it serves a different purpose. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get information, and I always go to the American Library Association. Also publishers. I'm on several newsletters with publishers, and publishers will send you their new books. Right. Independent booksellers is a nice way to find books that you want to read. But I think what makes the book club great is because we're all different personalities.
That's true.
So we all read different books, and we get to choose the books. We choose all 12 of them at one time. Seven. I'm sorry. For the year. We take 2 field trips, and that was another outcome of the different personalities, because we had someone say, well, let's do some living book trips. So this year we're reading a lot of books on issues like race and religion, and some historical fiction. We read some nonfiction. Right. We just read a book on Anne Hutchinson, and then one of our members went to Boston. And she said she was so excited to see the places that were talked about in the book on Anne Hutchinson. Yes. And our members bring us things all the time. So this year tended to fall into those issues category I'm talking about, cultural things. Right. So for our first book trip, not a field trip, but a book trip.
A book trip.
And I think the person that does that calls them cultural trips as well. We went to the Legacy Museum in Montgomery.
Right.
And it was excellent. We had lunch, and then we went to the garden, the Equal Justice.
Yeah, Equal
Garden.
Justice Initiative. Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I mean, that a little fun thrown in there, and you're learning a
Exactly,
lot, or going
exactly.
places that you might not normally take a trip for.
And you know, Mandy, the first thing people ask us, because we have 25 members and we meet in homes, and that's
okay.
difficult to do.
That's a large group.
So we always want to invite someone to our book club, but we know if it gets too big that we won't be able to do that. Now, we have done one at the library. You let us meet at the library, and we read a cookbook.
Oh,
And
fun.
it was a lot of fun. But we wanted to do the recipes, so we figured up here would be a perfect time at the library, and
Yes,
you were so
tables and
gracious.
chairs. Oh,
Yep,
well,
tables and chairs, and the stories, they were like older versions of recipes, and the fun thing with that is the stories that everyone told about even fixing it, having to find ingredients that they couldn't find, you know, just in a grocery store.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a lot of fun. I think one person ended up burning their whole inside of their oven because it caught on fire. Some people had to do their recipe 2 or 3 times to make it edible.
That makes some fun stories, though.
It was. We do have a lot of fun, and I think when you hit on that, it's the people and bringing the books alive. So one question that we're asked a lot is, do you have to read the book to come?
I would. Okay, I would think so. I would think you have to.
Yeah, and I like that. That's why I'm the logistics person, so I keep everything on track.
Yes.
We do have fun. We enjoy each other's company. We've been to the movies together, seeing the book club at the movie.
How fun.
So it's the people. It's really the people that make the books come alive. They're not inanimate.
I would love the stories, sitting around swapping stories about how you like the book, or maybe I like the book, or things like that.
And you know, you can go in not liking a book. Most of the time, I finish my book to the end, even if I do not like it. And I'll get to the end of the book and say, well, that was okay.
Yeah.
But once you go to the discussion, that's what is the next thing that elevates it. That's why book clubs are so important, because you may have loved the book and I didn't like the book, but I like to hear what you had to say. And in the end, you get ideas of, well, I didn't even think about that when I read that book. So I like that because you get to express your ideas about the book in a very comfortable situation.
Yes, because you all are friends and have been together for a while.
We are.
Wow, that is exciting. I know y'all have a great time.
We do.
And learn a lot, too.
We
said,
do.
reading different
We do.
kinds of books. And I know back a little while ago you mentioned reading types of books that maybe you wouldn't pick up yourself. I know some of the students at school will come in and say with their sheet of paper, oh, I have to read a biography, or I have to read a folk tale or a nonfiction, and it may not be something they want to read, but they do, and maybe they find out they like it, or they find out they don't like it. Either way, it's good to branch out and read some other things.
It is. I never read a lot of nonfiction. At least I thought I didn't, but I probably read more nonfiction than most people do.
Historical fiction, maybe?
No.
No,
no.
just true nonfiction.
Just true nonfiction. Like I'll read a book on the flu. The
yeah.
flu. I read that, and AIDS. I read a book on AIDS. And it was, like you said, instructive to me. And you mentioned historical fiction.
Yes.
Most of our book club loves historical fiction. And you have to kind of balance that with, well, what's historical and what's fiction?
Oh, I bet you do.
That's the thing.
It's a big discussion there.
Yes, it is a good discussion. It's an excellent discussion. Memoirs are another one.
Oh, yeah.
I had a friend that, like I said, anybody could come in the library, request a book, and she loved biographies. So I would buy biographies for my students and for my teachers as well.
Wow.
So
well, that's
thoroughly enjoyed that.
Great. We're going to pause again for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Anne Marie.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Silicaga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Sylacauga.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into regional condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision.
Where quality is no accident.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Marie Pipkin, who is a retired librarian living in our area now on the lake and still very involved with book clubs and reading and libraries. We appreciate your support of our library.
I love it.
But you mentioned one day Anne-Marie came in, you were looking for a book for your book club. You had to read was it a Newbery Award?
Yes, Newbery Award, and it was one that we read that influenced us as a child, and one that we hated, that our teacher made us read.
Right.
And everybody knows those books, you know.
Yes.
Right off the bat, the book has a hard time because the teacher recommended
Right,
it.
absolutely.
So
yeah.
you want other people to recommend.
Right.
And you know, Mandy, I thought of something else that I looked back and wondered, why did I love to read?
Yes.
And I think that's very important for people to decide, because we've had some people who come to book club and then say, you know, I'm really not as much of a book fan as you people are. You know,
all levels.
yeah,
there.
the LOL people.
Yeah.
And they'll drop out, but they still want to get the list. So I keep them on the list. So I have kind of 2 lists going.
Yeah.
But what inspired me to read was I'm a first-generation American. You might not know that.
No, I did not know
yes.
that.
And my mother is Italian, and my father married her during the war.
Okay.
And when she got to the United States, of course, I was born in the United States, being a first-generation American, and my mother's language skills were not that good.
Oh, yes.
So what she did is, as children, we picked it up so quickly that I would read little golden books. She would get a little golden book, and I would read that to my mother. You usually think of a parent reading to a child, but as a child, I got to read to my mother.
Oh,
and I think that's what sparked my love, because it helped my mother get her citizenship, really.
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness.
she had to study and probably study a lot more. The questions that are asked on the citizenship test are very in-depth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I read little golden books to her.
Oh, that's great. I think that's wonderful. And because of that, you love to read.
I love to read, and I love to get other people to read. I mentioned to you the other day about Little Free Libraries.
Yes, Little Free Libraries.
Little Free Libraries, if you go online to littlefreelibraries.org, they have how you can set up one, and they even have a map so that you can see if there are little free libraries in your area.
Okay.
And there are.
Tell us how that works.
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You go. You go to the website littlefreelibraries.org, and our book club's going to sponsor one.
Oh, okay.
And you put up a little. It looks like a huge birdhouse.
Right.
And in the middle of a subdivision, or on the side of the road, or it's someone's home. It can even be at your home outside. Just like a birdhouse is
Yes.
in different places. and you stock it with books that you want people to come and get and read, and they take a book and then they put a new book in. Or new book to someone.
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
they could have read it
Another
before.
book.
Another book.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct, another book. But I've always wanted to do that. My husband made one, but I think we burned it in the bonfire.
Oh no!
So
have to try again.
we are going to order one this time because they have some that you can order and that you can make, and we're going to put a little plaque on it and put it in our neighborhood. Because we have a lot of people, like I said, it's so far that a little free library is excellent to get books out to people as well. And I think you used to have a bookmobile, didn't you? But you don't do that anymore.
I don't think not since I've been here. We haven't. Yeah.
Well, bookmobiles, you know, are getting the
Right.
books out to people,
Yes,
and so are little libraries.
But the little boxes, the books change all the time.
Yes.
So if you have one near you, go look one day.
Exactly.
You know, take a book, bring it back, or exchange for another one. That's interesting.
Right,
That's
yeah.
good. And that's not just for adults, that's for kids. too, for
Exactly.
everybody.
In fact, you need to put a variety of books in there, and to get it started, and then you need to advertise in your neighborhood.
sure,
You might have a
yes.
neighborhood newsletter or something like that.
Right.
And that's an exciting way to get things out to people. And you could even meet other people in your neighborhood that go to the little library.
That's true. That's a great way to meet your neighbors. I know we don't meet our neighbors that often.
No.
I know I don't talk with mine that often unless I run into them at the grocery store or something like that. But that's
And,
right.
and I also want to say that if anyone wants to start a book club, contact Mandy or contact me. I would love to get you started. Ours is so big, really, right now. We could probably have another one out at the lake.
Have two.
And you have two book places
club,
to talk about books. It could be very informative.
That's great. That's great. It's just getting together with friends
Right.
or even people you don't know, other people. Well, we've got about 30 seconds. I just appreciate you being here. It's been fun to hear about your life of teaching. You said we didn't even get into this. You've taught everything and then finally settled on library science because you love to read. That's great. I appreciate what you did for those students at Hoover and Alabama School of Fine Arts, right? Yes. And what you do for us at the library. So maybe one day, one of you guys will go and start your own book club. Call us, get in touch with Anne Marie, and they can help you get started. So I appreciate you being here so much, and I appreciate you guys for listening to us on Library Connection.
Thank you for asking that.